Should I roll call the Decennial board?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Supervisor Karen Diamond.
Yes.
Trustee Jones. Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Maher.
Here.
Trustee Malik.
Here.
Township President Susan Cry.
Here.
Township President E.G. Lamas here. Township President Bud Phillips.
Okay, thank you very much. The first thing on our agenda tonight is approval of minutes from our last meeting held in May, and you should have that in your packet in front of you. So may I have a motion to approve the minutes from the May Decennial meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May Decennial meeting.
Okay, are there any corrections or comments on those?
I'll second the motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have no comments. Sure.
I would like to amend it, please, if I can.
Would you like, I think one of the, yes, what would you like to do?
I would just like, I said something that evening, and I just would like to go on record with it. So I would like to, Eva has a copy of what I'd like to put in. So I just like to say, because I think
For the board meeting?
I'm sorry?
For the board meeting, not for this.
Not for this one? I'm wrong?
This is the Decennial.
This is Decennial. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have
Anything.
anything to say that, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. Next one.
Okay, well, we'll move on.
Sorry about that.
That's okay, that's all right, we'll hear from you later. So, all right, the motion is pending. I don't think there are any comments or questions. Maybe roll call?
Supervisor Diamond.
Yes?
Trustee here. Trustee Horvath.
Yes.
Trustee Maher.
Yes.
Trustee Malik.
Yes.
Resident Cry.
Yes.
Resident E. Lamas, yes. And Resident Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, if you look at your place, you should have a copy of the July 25th draft. Everybody is sitting at the table here, so if you want to head to, you can look at it. Although you don't have to serve as a member of this committee if you just want a copy for your information, your work, whatever. You got a draft 2 months ago, and this is an expanded draft. I've added more information, filled in more details about what we're doing. I asked for comments. I didn't really get any, but I solicited more information from the staff, which I put into our report. I think sections 1 through 6 are pretty much complete. I'm always open to other suggestions, though, if there's anything you'd like added to it. Actually, that would be sections 1 through 7, I think, are pretty much complete. But looking at section 8, which says review of laws, township policies, township rules, and so forth, that's on page 6. I asked our attorney, Fred Ethridge, who's with us here tonight, well, okay, where does this section come from, or what kind of requirement in the law requiring us to do a decennial report might require this type of section. So you would address that, Rick?
Yeah. So there's no legal requirement that this portion actually be in the report itself, but I'll quote from the act. It does say that the duties of the committee include, but are not limited to, the study of the governmental units governing statutes, ordinances, rules, procedures, powers, jurisdiction, shared services, intergovernmental agreements, and interrelationships with other governmental units. So while not specifically required to be in the report, each committee is required to study all of your governing ordinances, statutes, rules, etc. So this report, the draft report that was prepared by our office for TOI, just lays out those general governing statutes that would apply to all townships, so that we're fulfilling that duty as required by the Act to study these governing statutes.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. All of our board members can look at all these sections by, you can just type the site into Google and that act will come up and you can review it. If there's anything else that you wanted to do in terms of reviewing these acts, please just let me know. But I'm really open to talking about them in more depth or discuss it in any way, but I don't know if that's something the committee wants to do. So for now, I'm going to suggest that you Google these acts and review them, and if you have any questions after that, or you want to do anything further, let me know. Okay, all right, that's section 8. Section 9, what have we done well? I'm still working on that. Section 10, what inefficiencies do we identify? What are our next steps? I will say that in my last column in the newsletter, I did mention that the Decennial Committee was meeting, and I asked for input regarding what we could do better or what we could do differently. And I actually got 2 phone calls, not a lot out of Decennial Township, but 2. One was a person who asked that we hold a hazardous waste disposal day. And, as it turns out, we are trying to do that. And Eddie's been trying to line something up for some time, but it's not easy. It's not as easy as holding electronics recycling or shredding or anything like that. And because of danger of perhaps mixing hazardous waste together and possible fumes, explosions, things like that. So we're looking into it, but I don't know how readily we're going to be able to do that. One other call that I got was some gentleman who said that we could pick up garbage more efficiently, or our company could do that if people put all their garbage cans on one side of the street. So the garbage truck only had to go down the street one direction. So that's, perhaps we could pass that on to Flood Brothers to see whether or not we can reduce our residents' expenses. Hey, I'm going to ask you to talk to me later about that, okay? Okay. Those are the only suggestions I got so far. I could, I'm trying to get the idea of putting a survey in the newsletter, not just asking people to call me, but putting a survey in the newsletter, and to see if we can get any more input for this report. And I just wanted to know what you, the committee members, thought about that. Okay, well, I might do that in the future newsletter to see what, if any, other suggestions we get. So, does anyone else have any questions or comments about the draft as it exists right now? Yes, Jeff?
Just a quick question for Kurt. Kurt is probably our expert on this. Of these statutes that are listed on page 6, Kurt, if you were to say which one is the most important in respect to the duties of trustees as opposed to the township, which would you say? Is that 60 ILCS?
So the township code is going to have the most directly applicable for our unique form of government, but obviously the Open Meetings Act, FOIA, those are something that we deal with on a daily basis. But all of these could somehow impact the township, or that some. But certainly the township code, FOIA, OMA, those are going to be the big ones.
Okay, thanks, sir. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay. All right. So I think the next thing we need to do is select our next meeting date. So again, our report has to be filed with the county, not by this December, but by December of 2024. So we have over a year before we have to file. And we just need one more meeting. And we can have more, but we only absolutely one. So if I am going to do a survey, it's probably going to take a little time to get the survey out, get the results back. I'd say November at the earliest before I would get that back. Vicki, do you know when the next newsletter will be going out?
Probably October,
Okay.
I believe, off the top of my head.
Okay, all right. So our November meeting is November 28th. Shall we try and set it to then? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's enough time to.
I could do it in December. I don't know.
I think you might want December just to
Yeah.
allow enough time for
Well, we could do
surveys.
it. Certainly could do it
So our
December.
deadline is until the summer right here in 2024. So we're like a year ahead of time.
Oh, yeah, we really could have plenty of time.
Yeah. I would say.
So,
December.
I could push it to 2024 for that matter.
I wanted to do early, like February, March or something.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
All right. January? January?
It's fine.
That's okay with me. January? Are you available, Mr.?
January 23rd? Please check your own calendars. Is that right? Would that be our board meeting day?
Yes.
January 23rd? All right. Okay, so I think we're going to go with that. Okay. And that would be at 7 p.m.
January 23rd, right? 23rd. Thank you. Okay.
23rd of January. All right. So before we conclude, I'd like to survey any of the residents in attendance for an input they might have on matters discussed at this meeting, and this can certainly combine with our public participation here. Jenny, did you see if anyone signed up? Or if anyone wants to just raise their hand, they can do that.
I'd like to make a comment.
Yes,
On this report that was made, and thank you to the chairperson. Very nice, substantial. And,
Which report?
Good job.
The one that you're looking at, the one that's
This is corporate compliance.
Okay. Any, no requests, I appreciate it. All right, fine. Well, I think that concludes our meeting for this evening. We have a motion to adjourn. Okay?
Second.
All right. Would you call the roll, please?
Supervisor Diamond,
Yes.
trustee Horvath,
Yes.
trustee Maher,
Yes.
trustee Malik,
Yes.
President Cry,
Yes.
President Yelamis, yes, President Phillips.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. On to our next meeting.
All right, good evening. I'd like to call the Maine Township Highway Decennial Committee to order, and I'd like to do a roll call, please.
Township Chair Committee, Highway Commissioner Bouvet,
Here.
Township Supervisor Diamond,
Here.
Township Trustee Jones, Township Trustee Horvath,
Here.
Township Trustee Maher,
Here.
Township Trustee Malik, President Cry,
Here.
Township President Yelamis here.
Thank you. And then I need a roll call for approval of the minutes from May 23rd, 2023.
Move that they be approved.
Second.
Okay. Supervisor Diamond,
Yes.
Trustee Horvath,
Yes.
Trustee Maher,
Yes.
Trustee Malik,
Yes.
President Cry,
Yes.
President Yelamis, yes.
Thank you. So for this meeting, I would like to present our community survey results summary to members of the public and board. Before I get into presenting the material, I would like to personally thank our summer interns for knocking on so many doors and getting our surveys into the hands of so many people. By doing so, we have put our best foot forward to be an entity that truly represents the wants and needs of our population. I will most likely continue to utilize this survey and similar surveys every year to get a gauge of the public. I'd also like to thank Assessor Susan Moylan-Craig, Clerk Peter Gialamis, for putting in surveys available at their counters, and all the staff members for passing out the survey at local events. I will also be publishing our survey summary on our website and acknowledging the highway department related issues and how we plan on specifically addressing the outlined priorities in the future. I will also direct necessary funds during the budget process to specifically address the desired community requests. So real quick, I would just like to present our survey results. Our Decennial Committee Information Survey was made available at, obviously at both Maine Town Hall and Highway Department locations, as well as the Township's website and at Maine Township events. Highway Department staff also distributed surveys to residents in unincorporated Maine Township, and members of our Decennial Committee were also given surveys and asked to distribute and encourage residents to participate. The survey consisted of 6 short questions on the following topics. 1, resident input on certain priorities of the road district. 2, resident input on the hardest household items to recycle. 3, resident support for utilizing public funds to host such events. 4, resident interest in the development of a government services contact list. And 5, the resident input in most desirable form of government services contact list. And number 6, the issues of concern on public roadways and parkways. So for the first question, 58% of the completed surveys that we received back listed improving flood mitigation as the highest priority of all the questions. So I will continue to keep that at the highest of our priority as well. So question 2, there were 2 top items listed as most difficult to recycle. So that goes along with Supervisor Diamond's recycling events. They listed battery and paint along with hazardous materials as the most difficult items to recycle. Question 3, the majority of surveys were in favor of utilizing public funds to host such recycling events. Question 4, 63% of completed surveys would like to have access to a government services contact list. Question 5, 43% of completed surveys would like to have a contact information list available electronically, 15% as a hard copy, and 1% would prefer information as both electronically and in hard copy. For question 6, those surveys that we received which had comments or concerns were followed up by my administrative staff. If in the highway jurisdiction, work orders were generated to have an inspection conducted, and if legitimate items will be prioritized and completed as resources and budgets allow. So copies of the survey will also be sent to other municipalities in Maine Township, along with Cook County Building and Zoning, IDOT, and MWD. And as chair, I will request that identified residents' concerns be considered in their future planning. When possible, I will ask that the Highway Department be notified in the future if opportunities are presented to partner with these agencies to address common issues. I will also be asking my administrative staff to start preparing the local government contact list, which with helpful phone numbers and email addresses for residents to utilize. This list will be posted on our website. We could also make this list available in a hard copy if the committee feels that it would be helpful to include with the new resident packets in the clerk's office distributes. Finally, I'm handing out a copy of our final report for our 3rd meeting for the board's review. If everybody looks it over and it looks okay, I will have the final version prepared for our last Decennial meeting, which I would like to schedule on September 26, 2023. At that time, the final report will be ready for review and discussion and motion conducted to approve and submit the final report to the Cook County Board. Other than that, do any residents or members of the public have any questions regarding information that was presented?
I'm not sure I can copy of the report. Did you say you pass it?
I'm going to pass
Well,
it.
you're going to pass it.
I'm going to pass it. No questions? Again, I would like to extend my appreciation to all of our residents who took time out of their schedules to complete our information survey. And at this time, I'm going to pass out the report for board members to review for our final meeting. So with that, I would like to request a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Supervisor Beck,
Yes.
Trustee Horvath,
Yes.
Trustee Maher,
Yes.
Trustee Malik. Yes. President Cry,
Yes.
President Chilamas. Yes. And Highway Commissioner Commissioner Bouvet.
Thank you, sir. Yes.